Hey, welcome back to YT Finance, and this is the channel where I went to business school so you didn't have to, and today we are talking about why Chicken Genius Singapore, who is a great financial YouTuber, is quitting YouTube because of other well-known YouTubers giving him flack, and because the overall finance YouTube space is extremely toxic. We're going to be going over why he's leaving, my thoughts, and he actually ushers a challenge for financial YouTubers, which I am willing to take on. His channel, of course, will be linked in the description. He posts fantastic videos that I personally enjoy, even if I don't agree with him on everything. There's multiple ways to climb the mountain of wealth. So with that being said, go and show some support to him, like his video. His channel will be linked in the description. Smash the like button on this video for more content like this one, and without further ado, let's see what he has to say.
I'm quitting YouTube after 2 years. Since I'm leaving, this is my uncensored message. The truth, the secret financial YouTubers hide from you.
So clearly he has indicated that he is now leaving YouTube, which is very sad because I would hate to see him go. If you haven't been watching along with his videos, he is a genius investor, but what I like about him is that he has credentials and he actually knows what he's doing. He is a real professional in this space. We see a plethora of financial YouTubers here on YouTube that have no education, no criteria, no certifications, no licenses, yet they make quote-unquote financial education videos that aren't quote-unquote advice. And this really boils my blood, because if you haven't done the hard time of actually going to business school, learning finance or personal finance, actually going and teaching other people how to invest, doing the hard work of becoming a licensed professional, then you should really make that known in your YouTube videos. But right now, I want to hone in on his challenge to other YouTubers, which I will actually take on in this video. So let's see what he has to say.
Here's the secret. Since I'm quitting, I'm going to share with you a secret no financial YouTubers want you to know. As an investor, you have only one goal. It's to beat the index, else invest in the index. Name me any YouTuber that did it. From the time they started to invest, for every $1 they put in, how much return on capital did they get to date?
So here, basically, he's challenging that YouTubers, or the majority of YouTubers, cannot beat the index. And he's really emphasizing how much return on capital that they are getting from their investments, not including any of the profits or money that they are getting from selling courses, getting donations, or having members pay them. He's saying just from your investment alone, with no other capital appreciation, how much is just your investment appreciating as time goes on? And he is saying that YouTube investors, specifically financial professionals, quote unquote, cannot beat the indexes. And I actually agree with him. The majority of the time, even hedge funds cannot beat the overall indices. Luckily, I personally will take this challenge from Chicken Genius Singapore. So let's dive into the data if here at YT Finance we can beat the indexes. So first, I want to start off with an old portfolio video that I made so you all know that I'm not fudging the numbers. This is my YouTube portfolio. I began this particular portfolio in April 3rd of 2020, and the high point of my portfolio was on November 5th of 2021 at this time. It had appreciated around $10,423.75 for a 115.4% gain, which is extremely good. That means in less than 2 years, the portfolio has returned more than 50% year over year. This would beat Cathie Wood, Warren Buffett, Peter Lynch, and a plethora of other high-scale, well-known investors. Now, I am not saying that I am better than these investors because this is only a 2-year data set. However, I am using this to respond to Chicken Genius Singapore, and I actually agree with him. The majority of the people cannot beat the index. However, the reason why this portfolio of mine is different, particularly this small YouTube portfolio, is I made my own index of sorts, or ETF, to compete with the other indexes. So let's see how I actually stack up versus the various indices. So we will use the 3 major indices or indexes, such as the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the S&P 500, ticker symbol SPY or VOO, and of course the NASDAQ 100, ticker symbol QQQ. So we're going to start off with the Dow Jones. So for the Dow Jones, we are going to have the same starting point of April 3rd of 2020 when I began this small YouTube portfolio of making my own index or ETF of sorts. course, and we're going to see how much it has grown until November 5th. So from the point of April 3rd, 2020 to November 5th of 2021, the Dow Jones Industrial Average grew by around 72.56%. And although this is very good, my personal portfolio for YouTube outperformed this index. So there is 1 point for YT Finance. However, the Dow Jones is very easy to beat compared to the other indexes, so let's move on to a major stock market benchmark such as the S&P 500. And normally when someone refers to the index or indexes, they're really referring to the S&P 500 benchmark, which again is very good. So for this example, we are going to use SPY. So if we go to April 3rd of 2020, which is when I started the previous portfolio, and we go all the way until November 5th of 2021, we see an 88.78% gain. Again, my personal YouTube portfolio has beat this index by a substantial margin. We're talking about an over 20% beat from the S&P 500 compared to my small YouTube financial portfolio that I said that I was doing by creating my own ETF or index of sorts. However, when we go over to QQQ, we'll start with our same starting point of around April 3rd, and we will go all the way up to November 5th. And as you can see, QQQ has actually outperformed my portfolio because they have 117.37%, while my portfolio from its highest point only had 115% for its increase. So I would actually say that beating 2 of the 3 indexes are very good, or indices, that it's overall very good, because my particular portfolio is not so technology heavy such as the NASDAQ, and my portfolio is also a lot safer than the NASDAQ. I also want to mention that this is not my only portfolio. I have around 5 portfolios and they all implement a different strategy. I have 1 dividend portfolio for passive income. I have 1 aggressive growth portfolio that focuses on electric vehicle technology. I have this portfolio, which is very diversified, of course, and on top of that, I have the 401k set up on top of an IRA. So in total, there are 5 portfolios, this one clearly being one of the smaller ones. So as far as Chicken Genius saying that the majority of YouTubers can't beat the index, I agree with him, but I personally can, and I will try to continue to do so. However, I can't say that I will always outperform the index, because over the long run, maybe the index will outperform my portfolio. So time will tell. But as far as Chicken Genius Singapore's challenge is that I have completed his challenge and I have proved that my financial skill set can outperform the indexes. Although I will admit that this is only a small snippet of data. Chicken Genius Singapore goes on to talk about how he gets a lot of hate from other YouTubers. Some of the 2 most notable YouTubers are Jeremy from Financial Education as well as Meet Kevin. And although I do agree with Jeremy and Kevin in some things, if you're really hating on Chicken Genius Singapore, you can't hate on his results. He is literally outperforming almost every single finance YouTuber I can think of off of the top of my head. So although you might not like his strategy, he is more than proving himself in terms of data and his overall portfolios, which is extremely impressive. But now I want to get back to this video to see what else that Chicken Genius Singapore has to say to the finance YouTube community, because I think everyone really needs to hear this.
And the real people who really knows how to make money, do you think they will sell you any course? Just think about it. I was really naive about it. And ultimately, why do we invest? We invest for one reason only, to increase our wealth.
I completely agree. The only reason people invest that I can think of off of the top of my head is to build their wealth. So if other finance YouTubers are so good at creating wealth, why can't they just continuously do that instead of trying to gain wealth by selling people courses? Now, I do want to play devil's advocate here because, again, I mentioned that I am going to make a course, and I do want to make back some of the money that I spent in business school learning the education of how to manage a business, how to run a business, how to generate a business, how to read financial statements. What does a solid balance sheet look like? What about the income statement or cash flow statement? What are the generally accepted accounting principles, learning macro and microeconomics, and etc. I spent thousands and thousands of dollars learning all of this information, so I do want to make some of this money back. However, I don't think that I'm going to make it a paid course, at least not initially, because I think this information should be available to everyone. However, I could change my mind in the future, but I do agree. If someone has a quote-unquote stock selling secret, and they're trying to get you to buy one of their financial courses to make you a better stock trader or investor, that makes absolutely no sense to me, because if they were so good at trading stocks, they wouldn't be wasting their time teaching this. They would be trading stocks right now. If that's the way that they are going to make money, they are better off actually trading their stocks if they truly had a secret. Also, if they had a secret, it's in their best interest not to tell anyone about it. You would want to keep it to yourself, which is why this is extremely contradicting when people say, oh, we have this financial secret, we'll help you trade stocks, we'll help you build wealth. No, there's not. You just have to know what you're doing. You need to know how to value businesses, and you need to know to invest based off of fundamentals and financials and not emotion. And those things are going to take you way farther than anything someone could teach you in a paid course. The fact that they are making you pay for a course indicates that they are not successful in the market to a certain degree. Otherwise, instead of teaching you this to make money, they would just be doing it. So clearly, selling courses is more lucrative than their quote-unquote secret of stock trading. So let's see what else Chicken Genius Singapore has to say to the YouTube finance community.
Most people, all they need to do is dollar cost average into an index like the SPY or QQQ. Your results will surpass any professionals or advisors.
I completely agree yet again. If the average investor dollar cost averages into an index such as SPY, QQQ, or actually I personally like VOO better than SPY, or even VTI to a degree, they are going to be much better off than trying to trade stocks and make a quick dollar. So I completely agree with what he is saying here, and I can't stress it enough. For videos that you watch by me, I do talk about individual stocks, but I always press proper risk management. So let's see what else he has to say in this video, which is very sad. I'm very sad to see Chicken Genius Singapore leave YouTube, and I actually thought this was clickbait at first, but now I'm actually sad that it's not clickbait.
Like lately, I'm seeing a lot of margin call messages which got to me, and I got very sick. So my message could have been delivered better. I apologize about the price movement about Nano and Palantir, but yet you stayed to support me.
So what he's saying is that he is taking on unnecessary risk because he's getting margin called, and that is the consequence of using the strategy that he is using. That does not happen to me because my strategy is a lot safer, and I beat various indices, as we discussed earlier. However, the way he invests still gets superior results for the risk that he actually takes on. He also apologizes for his reporting on Palantir, but everyone reports on Palantir, and although people think that we are pumping these stocks, we are not pumping the stocks, we are just giving you information, which is what you all asked for. We're just giving you the tools you need to make proper investment decisions based off of your personal analysis, your risk tolerance, and your portfolio goals, because everyone is different. Me and Chicken Genius Singapore are different, yet we are both accomplished investors, although we achieve wealth very differently, which is why I really hate to see him go. Also, for retail investors to think people like me or Chicken Genius Singapore can only pick winning stocks is ridiculous. We're not going to pick winning stocks every single time. We're human, we make mistakes, or the stock market doesn't react positively to companies that we think are undervalued. Chicken Genius Singapore goes on to say,
I hope you understand that I really need to put this YouTube part of my life behind me. For my mental health, for I'm afraid I really may break down soon. This YouTube drama is really not my thing.
people should be ashamed of themselves for even making someone feel like this. That is terrible. People trying to start beef, talking smack, talking hate, it's all useless. Use your portfolio and your results as evidence and then tell other people how you got there. Be constructive, not destructive. And I completely agree. If this is affecting his mental health, get out. Also, the YouTubers that post good content about investing in indexes and using ETFs to your advantage get absolutely no views. So power to Chicken Genius Singapore from stepping back, taking a break. It's not like he needs the money from YouTube. He goes on to say,
I'll be probably like picking up rubbish by the sea and volunteer at shelters. Social media has grown to be a very toxic place, and every time I pick up my phone, seeing the notifications, I don't know, I just feel sick, feel like vomiting. I just need to move on.
And even though he's not going to be on YouTube anymore, he is going to make something of his life. He is going to do good things. He is going to rescue dogs, save turtles. He's going to be cleaning up trash off of the beach and saving the seas. He's going to be doing something productive. And we need more people like him on YouTube, and instead we are just chasing them away, which makes absolutely no sense. Lastly, he ends by saying that no one cares more about your money than you do, and that's 100% agreed. Of course everyone cares more about their money than other people do, and that's a good thing. I want us all to make money in the stock market by investing in stocks when we follow proper risk management, because a lot of people can get really hurt off of stocks if they don't know how to properly invest, especially if they pour all of their money into only a couple stocks if they don't know what they are doing. The message here is to verify the YouTubers that you watch with their results. So with this being said, I wish him the best in his life. I'm very disappointed in our community and the fact that he is leaving. We need more people like this, not people like him leaving. And I really want to hear your comments down below. Comment down below your thoughts on this. Thank you for watching this entire video. If you did, smash that like button right now, and I will see you in the next YT video.